All right, welcome everybody to Cinema Royale. I'm Travis Hopson of PunchDrunkCritics.com, and I'm here with my homie, my number one dude, Chris Bumbray at Jobo.com. And we just finished talking about The Fears, but now we're back and we're going to talk about Steven Spielberg's Disclosure Day. Chris, anytime Spielberg has a new movie, it's a major event. It doesn't really matter how big or small the movie is. It's a special event. This one brings us back right into his wheelhouse, which is extraterrestrials coming to Earth. But I like the angle of this one. It's almost like a political thriller in some ways because you got Josh O'Connor who plays basically a whistleblower who wants to disclose the presence of aliens to the entire world, kind of in hopes of bringing the world together. The world's on the brink of nuclear disaster. I like how Spielberg acts like this special concept. I mean, I've seen Independence Day, so I mean, it's not really that
Well,
special.
and he also 2010, and the same thing happens in 2010. Like it's pretty same exact premise, but anyway.
Right. I think the thing that makes it seem more relevant is because the world kind of is teetering on the brink of
Yeah, maybe closer than ever before. Yes,
right. What did you think about Disclosure Day?
I was disappointed.
Interesting.
I have to be
Disappointed
honest.
like it's bad, or disappointed that it just wasn't as
No,
good as
I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was bad. The thing is, my expectations were really high going into it because, and I should have known better. I bought into the hype from all the people that were seeing it at the early screenings that were like, "Oh my God, it's one of his
you
best in 20 years."
you
And
ought to, you've been around too
I
long
know it's all
to
horseshit.
know not
Yeah.
to fall for that. It's like listening to people's rave reviews coming out of a film festival. We all know the festival bubble is real. And
Well, not only that, but also these people are interviewing Spielberg the next day, and it's like,
right,
what are they going to do? Say it sucked? Like it just
right,
doesn't. It's not going to happen. You can never trust those reviews.
exactly.
And it was okay. Like that's the thing. It was fine. It starts off great with like the UFC fight thing, and then Josh O'Connor, and it goes. I like how it starts like right in the middle of something going on where his girlfriend's been kidnapped. But then I just thought that it was hokey. The dialogue was really cheesy. The script is not good. Um, I'd made the mistake of also like rewatching Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah,
And that's such a beautifully scripted and assembled movie
yeah.
that, by comparison, this seems like cheese, and then, Spielberg trying to do like riff on himself too, like the train sequence, which I thought was ridiculous. That's right out of Duel. But the only thing is in Duel, he did it for real with real cars. And in this one, it's all ramped up to the extreme with like CGI that's not convincing. You watch an action scene like that, and then you watch The Furious, and it's just like, it looks like a cartoon. You know, um, I just know I thought it was fine. A lot of it didn't make any sense to me. Like the whole building a house in the warehouse thing didn't make any sense. I thought that O'Connor was fine. I thought Blunt was good. I thought Firth was totally miscast. I felt he didn't have any presence or menace at all as the villain. In fact,
Well, I mean, the villains, there's a shady company, of course, that's like hired to keep the secret of aliens from the public. That's their
and they're
job.
so easy to outsmart.
They're not very threatening. Let's put it that way.
No, they're so easy to outsmart. There's so many shots of them rolling up in their black, SUVs and stuff, and then it's like, oh, well, we drive away now. Well, it's not like we didn't
They're
check the back of the
always they're
motel.
they're always like Keystone Cops. They're always like one step behind, like all the time. This is very much a David Kep script. Okay,
And you'll
like
never, yeah, yeah.
David Kep is a guy whose dialogue, even in his best movies, his dialogue can be rather corny and hokey.
And
I probably enjoyed this more than you did. I really love the premise and the ideas that it presents. The movie presents a lot of ideas. Some of it follows through on, some it does not. The whole angle about faith, I thought it was dropped prematurely, but um, but I like the idea of positing whether or not the disclosure of something like this will send the world over the edge or bring it together.
it should have
What does it
started. It should have started with that. It should have where the movie ends is where the movie should have started.
right? Whether how it can shake a person's faith, all sorts of things that are really great ideas that the movie posits. I think are cool. I'm unlike you. I like the action sequences a little bit more than you did. I'm not so sure they could completely fit in this movie. That's
No,
probably the thing I would say about them, but I like them, so I'll give them that. Um, Emily Blunt's character is weird for me. She kind of starts off kind of almost like a comedic character in some ways,
yeah.
but then she goes through a major evolution. I really like Josh O'Connor.
But why does she have these powers? Like they just don't make any sense to me. And if you know that they're
Not quite.
powers,
Yeah, I'm not quite. Yeah, that I'm not so sure about. Coleman Domingo's kind of wasted in that.
well, so my thing about it was that I thought him and Colin Firth should have swapped roles because I would have bought Coleman Domingo as the villain in the
So
movie. He would have had menace. He would have been scary in that role, and that's what you needed. Like you watch him in like Zola, and put him in that. That guy can kind of do anything. He's much
I
more
would agree.
versatile than Firth is. I think
That's
Firth,
a pretty cool
yeah,
idea. I would agree with that.
yeah,
I think my major, if I have a beef with it, it's that I think it attempts too much and doesn't follow through on nearly
yeah.
enough.
A
Um,
lot of good ideas. Yeah, a
but
lot of good ideas that just kind of spin their wheels. And there's just a lot of
I like
hokey
the
shit.
core of it. I think it
Yeah.
has a lot of heart, which is a Spielberg thing,
Yes.
depth thing too. They both these guys. I mean, they probably could write each other's movies like easily. Like if Kep was making a movie, Spielberg could write it for him, and
Yeah.
vice versa, which happens all the time, of course. But these guys are simpatico when it comes to these kinds of things, and I like no other movie feels like a Spielberg movie.
Yes, I agree.
They feels like a Spielberg movie right from the beginning. I had proposed that if this was made 20, 30 years ago, Spielberg would have made this movie with kids in the central roles. It's not so dark and bleak that you couldn't have. You would have tweaked it maybe a little bit, but like the adventure aspects of it felt like a kid movie to me
It
in
might have
some
been it
ways.
might have been better. Well, it does feel like a kid movie because none of the bad guys are like having guns or
They
anything like
don't,
that.
and like you said, they don't have much menace at all.
No, and it feels almost like, an ET, the bad guys in ET, the bad guys in
Yeah, it
ET.
feels like the bad guys in ET or like the bad guys in Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. Well, Cloak and Dagger gets
well,
violent though.
yeah,
That's the
people
weird
got
thing
killed
with
in
Cloak
Cloak and
and
Dagger,
Dagger.
so I
Yeah.
guess I shouldn't say
It's like
that.
they're like gonna bomb an airplane at the end of that movie. Like it gets pretty crazy. Luckily, Dabney Coleman's around to take care of things. But no, no, who would have been great? And that Dabney Coleman would have been amazing in the
That'd be
Colin
cool. Would
Firth
have been
role back in the day. Would have been awesome.
great. For sure. That'd be cool.
But no, but like you said, and I found it really kind of quaint that the movie put so much importance on broadcast news. But then when the CBS logo, it's like Barry Weiss wouldn't let this shit out.
Yeah, and the reality is, if he did expose something like this,
Everybody
he
would think it was fake. Everybody would think it was
everybody would think
fake.
it was fake. Everybody would think it was AI. But most importantly, if you put it on all the broadcast networks, most people still probably wouldn't see it because it
You
would
should have
be
gone.
most people would be would be watching YouTube or watching Twitch or whatever, and most people wouldn't even see it anyway. They'd see it in clips later, or they bring
Josh
it up.
O'Connor's character should have tried to be getting to be on. He should have gone on Rogan.
Right. Most people would hear it on a podcast the next day. That's
Yeah,
how
yeah,
it would happen.
exactly. Yeah. You upload it to YouTube and then show up on Rogan. She could go on Call Her Daddy. And it's like, oh, yeah. Then everybody would be like, oh, okay, what's going on, man? Right.
Right. So it does feel very, very quaint in that
Yeah,
way.
yeah. Broadcast news. Oh, no delay on this. And the anchor is like crying and stuff. It's like, that's, like, really? They wouldn't
Yeah.
be questioning at all what you're seeing. I would.
Also, New York ain't taking that broadcast from Kansas City. I don't care. They're not.
Oh, I know. I know. I know.
There's a weather person in Kansas City that wants to
Fox picks it up.
that has a special report. It's like, oh, send it to New York. It's like, what?
With the world on the brink of World War III, too. Like the nukes can go off any minute. It's like, let's carry this thing from Kansas City.
I know it's so funny. I mean, yeah, I mean, but we're making fun of it, but at the same time, I love that Spielberg feels that way and that he wants to present a world in which these kinds of things can happen. I don't know
And
if I would.
United. Yeah, and United. Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
I like the hopefulness that he always carries with him in almost every movie, even
Me
in
too.
this. So I mean, even as I make fun of it, I still appreciate all these things about Disclosure Day, and I still want to see it again. Like I want to see it again and see, kind of confirm my feelings for it. Maybe think I like it better the second time around because that happens a lot too. Especially,
I'm having somebody write a rebuttal on the site for me because people were like, well, he's just a cranky old bastard. And it's like, but the thing is, somebody also was like, oh, you haven't liked any of Spielberg's new movies. And it's like, that's such horseshit. The only one of his that I didn't like was Ready Player One. I loved West Side Story. I liked Lincoln. I even liked The War Horse. So it's like,
it's good.
yeah,
Warhorse,
War Horse is great.
Warhorse. Yeah, Warhorse kind of movie you probably never see again. Like you probably never see like another Secretariat movie.
No, no, no. With a real horse.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I know.
Maybe a CGI horse. Hot to trot. Wings don't fail me now.
Oh man! So Disclosure Day is out in theaters this weekend. It's probably going to
I
be
mean, look, even though I didn't like it, I'd still say go see it.
yeah, yeah. Would you pick that or pick this or the Furious?
Furious.
No, me too. All right. We're agreed on that. All right, folks. This has been Cinema Royale. I'm Travis Hopson. That is Chris Bumbray of JillBall.com. Go ahead and check him out there. Of course, you can find me at punchdrunkcritics.com and loads of other places, especially if you're here in the DC area. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Bye. Thanks for checking out the show. If you like what we're laying down, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell to receive notifications for all of our latest stuff.